Alright, well I went in for a little bit of a cool off. It is hot out here today. I don't know how you guys do it when you've got like dozens of hives. I just got through 2 boxes and was sweating up a storm. So right now we're going to get into hive number 4. So I'll move the camera and we'll get into that. My oil traps got water in them, so I'm going to have to clean them out. And I probably should reuse them in both hives. Got a wasp on me. Okay. Let's get that smoke. A little bit under the lid. No bees on the lid. That's not good. Maybe there's no bees in the top box. I wonder, maybe they're not drawing the comb out either. Maybe July's not a good month to draw comb out. Well, there's some bees on the inner cover, not too many. I don't see any beetles, so that's good. Doesn't look like there's been too much activity up here. I was kind of hoping that they'd be up here, but I don't actually see hardly any bees at the top box. Okay, can you see? Yeah, there is virtually no action going on up here. It's all empty frames. Nothing's going on up top here. So there's no point in putting a queen excluder up here. There's no nectar or anything in the frames even. Little cluster of bees right here. Plenty of comb for them to do something with, but it's just empty. They're not filling it or anything. That's not a good situation necessarily when it comes to small hive beetle. Come on girls, get out of there. So, okay, nothing much happening here at all. But I didn't look in the bottom boxes last week. So maybe today is the day to do that. Just to make sure everything's good. Yep, that doesn't weigh a whole lot. There's nothing in there really. Just push down these in case there's a beetle stuck under there. Oh, these are propolized in there pretty good. Nope, nothing in there. couple in there, but I think they've been in there a while. I think it's time for fresh oil. Clean these up, give them some new ones, both hives. So let's take a look in here. We can look between the frames. There's plenty of bees. This is the second box. Calling it a brood box because there's no queen excluder, but it's probably mostly honey. So we're going to take the end frame out. It's more space here and work our way along. I see a beetle. You gotta go wherever you are. I think it fell out. There was a beetle there. I think it fell off. Anyway, this is a full frame of nectar. Fairly fresh nectar. And I think that that's probably going to be the majority of this box. If that's the case, then I will put the queen excluder under this. This is all nectar and some capped honey. All nectar. We really want to get to the middle frames to find out if she's laying up here. I believe she was last week. Either way, I think the plan is to oh yeah, that's a heavy frame. All honey and nectar. Potentially a little spot for eggs, but I don't see any. Look at that, all capped honey. That's fully capped over. Beautiful frame of honey. Oh, there's another frame, completely capped over, honey, both sides. This is 90% capped on this side. That's good to harvest. Let's have a look at this frame. 80% capped. A little bit of brood down the bottom there. A little bit of drone brood down the bottom. Oops. Good opportunity to look for varroas. Come on, girls, out of the way. A little bit of drone brood there. What I see looks clean. I don't see any varroa there. That's good. So yeah, that's mostly capped honey. We might be even in a position to harvest. Maybe next week. Maybe next week. There is some capped brood here. Do you see that? Some capped brood in the center. The bees are all over them. And honey are all around them. Ooh, yeah. That's all capped honey and some uncapped at the bottom, in the middle. And this side, a little bit of brood in the middle. See if I can see eggs. No, anywhere there was a space they filled with nectar, but there is a little bit of brood in there. So here's a drone. You can see the drone is fatter and the eyes are different. It has bigger eyes. And they don't sting. The male bees, which are the drones, don't sting. So the majority of this is honey. This is all nectar, little tiny bit of brood, and a lot of honey. A lot of honey and nectar on this side, mostly honey. And I expect the outside frames to be the same. The outside two frames also look like all honey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the queen excluder between these two. I believe she'll be down at the bottom. We're going to have a look at the bottom box too. I don't think she really has a whole lot of room up here to lay. So hopefully she'll be down at the bottom. All right. I might even take that top box away again. I'm not really sure what to do for the best, really. They're not using it. I don't want to give any pests an opportunity. Wow, this box is heavy. super heavy. God. Oh, wow. Oh, shit. Shit. That's not good. Didn't want that to happen. Hopefully the queen wasn't on that frame. Came up. That is heavy. I got some drone brood there. You can see that. And a little bit of burr comb. These are a little excited because I lifted one of the frames up by mistake. When I was lifting the top box, this frame was stuck to it. So we're going to have a quick look through here, remove the burr comb, put the queen excluder in, and go from there. I don't really need to see the queen, but it'd be nice to see her. That's a heavy box on the top, I tell you. A lot of bees there. Okay, so we're going to lift this outside frame. She's most likely not on it. Let's see what I see on it. So there is some new comb on the outside. I can't actually remember what was on it last week. This is all nectar on this side. So she shouldn't be there. She wouldn't be on that frame. That's a lot of bees in here, I tell you. I'm surprised that they're not moving up into that third box. But if they're not making comb, if they can't make comb, then I understand. I'm seeing eggs in here laying on their side. Okay, let's see if I can show you this. There are eggs in there laying on their side, so that's 2 days. Maybe 2 days. A little bit of brood in the middle. Keep them in the hive so they stay nice and cozy. Whew. So I've seen 2-day-old eggs. I know the queen's been on that frame within 2 days. That's the second frame in from the edge, which is good. Which means the rest of the frame should also have brood on. I see larva and brood on this frame. There is larva and brood. And honey. Trying to be gentle with them. Get some of that burr comb. And the propolis that they put on everywhere. Bee glue. The bees are being very gentle though. I got some drone brood here, but I don't see any issues with them. Really, you want to take those exposed larvae out of the hive if you can, because the bees will have to do it. If you don't do it, they will have to do it. There's a bee larva. Nothing on it. No varroa on that. Now Hive 1 had a nice brood break of 3 to 4 weeks. So I don't really expect to see varroa in Hive 1 because of the brood break. Oh wow, this is hard to get to. Okay, all right. Oh boy, there's a bit of goofy comb going here that's going to have to get removed. A lot of brood in here. A little bit of weird comb going on. Need to remove that if I can. When you see comb like this, it makes it difficult to work the hive. And also there's some here. I will try to remove some of that if possible. Unfortunately, some of that might be brood. No, it looks like just fresh comb. There's nothing on it. And that is because the spacing is wrong. And the spacing is wrong because this is one of the original frames that I got in the nuke, and the spacing was wrong in the original nuke. Yeah, there's some messed up comb there for sure. Look at that. That's unfortunate. They worked so hard at that, and now I got to get rid of it. Better do it now than leave it. Look at that. That's good for nothing, really. Now remember, I didn't go in the bottom box last week, so they certainly have been busy. Quite a bit of brood down the bottom. I see brood. A lot of brood on this frame. They're backfilling with nectar as well. What is this down here? It's... oh, shit. That's okay, just a little bit. Oh, there's the queen. I just seen the queen. There she is. She's right there. There she is. Okay. Right, I think I'm just going to leave it there. I know she's in the bottom box. She's down at the bottom there. I don't need to look at the others because they'll be brood or honey at the edge. Now I think the bees can move the honey up top to give her space. Now if I have a spare frame of comb, I do not. This is where it's kind of nice to have some spare frames of drawn comb. Wow, having a hard time getting this. It's a lot of honey there, but it's comb that's got honey everywhere now. It's comb that's got to go. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. To make it fit inside the box, now I can try and free up some of these bees that are stuck in the comb, because it does happen. That's all honey there, geez. Making a bit of a mess, girls. I am making a mess. Okay, so I've got 2 frames to get back in here. I'm going to do that now before I upset them anymore. Let's get some smoke in here. So I know my queen is down here. That's my 10 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 frames. Why only 9 frames? I think I only put 9 frames in originally because there was no space for that 10th frame. Now the bees are all over the top here because of the honey that I spilt. I've got to smoke them away so I can get my excluder on. Without causing too much of a ruckus. Okay. Queen excluder's on. She's down the bottom. She didn't come out, did she? A lot of bees outside right now. Because I did spill a lot of honey, I gotta get the lid on. I don't want to start any robbing going on, so I'm going to do that real quick. Oh, fuck me. Whew, okay. What a disaster. So I'm not going to put that third box on because they weren't drawing it out. Let's get this camera where you can see something. So I'm not going to put the third box on Hive 4. I'm not putting that back on there. They weren't drawing the comb out. It's been a week, 2 weeks, I forget now. They haven't touched it. There was no bees up there hardly, so they don't need that box right now. I put the queen excluder on between the bottom box and the top box. They got a little bit more work. They can put some more honey in there, but it's getting close. I need to take some honey out very, very soon. I probably could do it today, but I think I'm going to leave them another week maybe. We'll see. I do have to get these Swiffer pads back in there. So now I'm going to leave these guys in peace, clean up the excess burr comb, and we'll call it a day. I do have some weeding to do, so I'm going to be doing that as well after I'm done videoing. I'm sure you don't want to see that, but let me just show you the weeds I got going on. Bit of a mess right now. I've got some potatoes growing there, and I got some weeds there that I need to get rid of. Still need to get rid of my nuke boxes and that extra box that we didn't need. The bees weren't using it. I've got eggs and larvae and brood in both boxes, and I again saw the queen in hive box number 4. The fact that she's marked really does help. Really need to find queen in number 1 and get her marked, but it wasn't going to happen today. So it's getting hot out here. I'm going to start cleaning up, and we'll see you again next week for another another hive inspection, and we'll see what that brings us. Maybe we'll do some honey extracting in the next video, so look out for that. Okay, you take care. Cheers now.